Hello everyone. Testing, 1, 2, 3. If the audio is okay, do let me know. Is the music too loud? Stuff like that. Let me know in chat. So, what's up guys? Not going to go into the usual intro, but I'm starting this stream because, I figured there's a lot of panic in the markets at the moment, and you guys could, use just a little bit of guidance perhaps to ease some concerns about this bull market being over, and just in general, like there's just so much fear in the markets that it's palpable. And, hopefully the stream is going to ease some of that concern. And basically, just to kick things off, you don't really have to worry too much about this whole market thing, bull market, bear market. If we just go back to Bitcoin, I mean, there's just this one interesting statistic that I would like to share. That's going to be the fact that it took 1,064 days from the bottom of the 2015 bear market until the top of the 2017 or 2018 bull market. And at the moment, we're getting the same thing as well, where from bear market low to bull market top, it took 1,064 days. Is that a coincidence? I don't know, but I just figured it is an interesting statistic to share. But, set that aside. Let's bring up like a clean, just a nice clean chart for us to work with. So let's take a look here. Are we in a bear market? Right? Is this all over? And the short answer is going to be no. At least not yet. So I don't know how many of you watched one of my Bitcoin long-term outlook videos, whereby I said that we was not going to see a 100,000 Bitcoin in 2021. We are not going to form. In fact, back then, just check it out after this video if you want to. But basically, I said that a new high, or rather the bull market, would continue somewhere between mid 2022 to late 2022. That's when we could see like a new high. At the moment, that is not looking very likely, especially, well, all of you can testify that you don't think it's going to happen, right? You don't think we're going to be going up. And here's the situation right now. The plan is still intact, right? So if you guys watched that video, then you know that I marked out this block right here. It's a weekly order block, and even last time when we came down, we were filling in an order block. Granted, we did almost violate that order block, and until now, this still looks very, very precarious. I'm not gonna lie. These equal lows right here, right? All of these equal lows right here at 29,000. That is really precarious, right? If you know anything about just liquidity and market maker stuff, equal lows tend to always get violated sometime or another. So am I saying that we're going to see another 29k Bitcoin again? Probably not. Probably not. Let me explain. So throughout the whole bull market, and I know the Binance chart doesn't show this very well, but you have to understand that throughout the bull market that started since the crash from there has been like many occasions where we have either ranged or just went nowhere, right? Or started dumping, right? Going through corrections like quite a few times. And this happens throughout every bull market. And, it's a part of things, right? So the most notable one is definitely going to be back in May, where we went through a correctionary period of about 91 days, where the market was just dropping and dropping and dropping. And let's just say that it's pretty common to have corrections of over a month. And that's why I say in my private Discord group that market movements take time. Okay? Just because I can tell you where the price is going to go. but it still takes some time to get there, right? And okay, so when people talk about 100k Bitcoin, and then everyone's just saying like, but it's not pumping now, it's not pumping today. No way we're going to 100k Bitcoin. And here's the thing, it's the timeline that matters. The market makers understand that most people in crypto are not patient. We want results, and we want results now. And most people are like that, and they know this, right? So market movements take time, all right? And that's why I say that in a few months, in a year, it's just not going to be trading months in a bull market. It's just simple as that, right? If you try to trade these 2 months right here of chop, like just ranging, it would not have ended well for you, right? If you tried to trade this, it would not have ended well for you. That's 42 days. This is 2 months. Granted, this is the shortest correction sort of period at 21 days, but doesn't change the fact that, it takes time. So is there reason to panic right now? And trust me, I understand, right? My account is down, your account is down, everyone's account is down. And it's easy to get just really scared during times like these. And I know the fear is really high as well. And I know that there's just been, so many different posts about, Bitcoin fear and greed index, it's extreme fear, we're gonna go up soon. And while that may be true, in fact, I'm 99% positive that we will be going up. Maybe not 99%, but it does take time to play out, right? And again, to all of you guys watching right now, I understand, this isn't the most, how do I put it? In terms of Bitcoin correcting, this is not the most brutal correction I've seen. It simply isn't, right? And the only thing that differentiates this correction right here, along with the thing that differentiates this correction from every other correction we've seen, is the fact that altcoins are bleeding out. Altcoins are just bleeding. Look at this. And this is just from total 2. We're not even looking at the small cap coins. We're not looking at DeFi, DeFi perp. Just the fact that I'm sure I'm not the only one, but a lot of small cap altcoins especially have been bleeding, just bleeding. And that's what makes this correction right here one of the most brutal ones that I would even argue that this is even more brutal than the one back in May, right? At least things happen quickly with this one. But this one, some of your altcoins are just, it's like, I think a couple of my, just holdings, right? I didn't pay attention to them, but they're down 90% right now. Granted, I do have very good diversification, so that's not going to affect me a lot, but these altcoins bleeding out is probably what's making things feel so painful right now. And if you're wondering, are we going to go up? And by the way, I actually cancelled all of my plans today to hold this stream for you guys. And I did not do any prior planning before starting the stream. So if it's really just free flow, and later I'll be taking questions, but it's just really free flow. And hopefully, let's get some good discussions going, and hopefully I can help you guys out. But understand that this is all free flow, and if I lose my thoughts here and there, please forgive me. So, where was I? Shit. Man, I didn't want to curse. Oh well, it's a stream. So be it. What was I saying again? Alright, yeah, if you're wondering if these altcoins would recover, the harsh truth is, if your altcoin is, let's bring up a random altcoin. Let's take a look at, let's just use a random small cap altcoin, right, that I'm invested in. So let's use Boson as an example. this actually doesn't look too bad. So let's bring up another one that I'm invested in. That's SPI, right? It's just in negative price discovery, basically. And for coins like these that have gone into negative price discovery, expect to wait 6 to 24 months for this to recover back to your entry, depending on where your entry is. Of course, if your entry is just right here, then it's just going to take a couple of weeks, maybe a few weeks to recover. But if your entry is, say, up here, like me and many other people who bought into SPI, would have bought in like between this block. I think my average entry is like $30 or something. So in that case, I'm down 66%, basically. For coins like these, there is a very good chance that it's going to take at least 6 months to 24 months to get back to its previous point. Right, you look at, this is very evident in a lot of the Bitcoin charts, right? Since, let's take a look at the bull market top, right? Bull market top, that's about 2018, right? Beginning of 2018. We have not gone back to that kind of valuation in terms of, like, just against Bitcoin in a very long while. And by the way, for those of you who saw my Litecoin video, it is at the entry zone right now. So this is definitely a place where I would start looking to buy in. In fact, let me just take a quick moment to send a message over to the private Discord group that it is indeed in the level. So just give me a moment. In the meantime though, feel free to go follow me on Twitter at _theartofcrypto. That's where I'm going to be sharing the latest market updates outside of streams. Right, so where was I? What was I saying? Man, this is the reason I don't do live streams. It's really hard to just lose your thoughts every once and again. Yeah, so we have not gotten back to, in this case, in terms of Litecoin BTC, we have not gone back to the previous bull market top in terms of against Bitcoin. We could even look at against USD, and well, Litecoin is it's an outlier. Let's bring up something like Aeon, right? I know for a fact that we have nope. Yeah, but you understand the point, right? It takes time to get back to your entry. Like for example, I think previously I remember this because I was buying Litecoin to shop for some stuff. During this dump back here, I bought Litecoin at $240 because I needed it to do shopping. But let's just assume that I was an investor trying to buy the dip. In this case, if I bought it at 240, right here, it would have taken me 4 months to break even. And that was only for like a very short period of time. As you can see, this is... By the way, I'm just curious, are you guys able to see the blue, like the blue outline on my mouse? Type in chat if you can see that blue, like when I'm drawing these blue things right here, do you guys see anything? Oh, there's no drawings. Ah. Seems like I've been scribbling the whole time, like without knowing that you guys can't see anything. Oh well, I guess I'm not going to be doing that then. To those of you who are wondering what that is, it's when you watch my videos, that you know how there's like a blue outline outside of my mouse. Yeah, I don't think OBS picks up that blue thing. That's a pity. Alright, it's alright then. It's alright. So, yeah, back to what I was saying before. It was only a little wick, like just a tiny wick to 240. So it would have taken me 4 months to break even. And if we were to follow along with that analogy, it would have taken me 6 months to go above my entry, for my dip buy to go above my entry. So it depends on the severity, right? Back then, when I bought it at 240, it dumped a further 57%. But granted, this is a large cap coin where there is always attention flowing into this coin. And in that case, that's the short answer, right? If you've been buying this dip, expect to wait a few months at least. And for some of them, if we quote unquote go into a bear market right now, then it is not going to recover. No, it's not going to recover in like the next 24 to 36 months. Let's just put it that way. And I'm not trying to get you down right now. Well, I really am not, but I just want to paint the picture of what you can expect if we do go into a bear market right now. Just leaving the facts out here. So, back to Bitcoin. Is this over? Have we found the bottom? Short answer is no. In this move, 100% we have not found a bottom, but we are close. So if you take a look at Bitcoin on the weekly chart, you can see that this right here is the bullish order block, right? I've been talking about this for a while, and it's sitting right at about 35,000 to 32,400, give or take, right? And in a previous video, when I brought up the order flow, you saw that among this entire chart right here, there's a really strong NPOC as well as a UFA, which is an unfinished auction, at 32,200, give or take, or 32,500, give or take. So if you were to ask me, I do believe that the bottom is going to clock in somewhere between 35 and 32, as I've been saying for months now. Do I still stand by that? Yes. Is it hard to stand by that at the moment, given market conditions? Yes. It is not fun to be a bull when everyone is so bearish and so fearful. But yes, I do stand by my previous statement that that's where the bottom is going to come in at. Now, if we take a look at Bitcoin volatility, this tells us what? This tells us, like, when is the move going to end? At least this is how I use Bitcoin volatility. You can see that at the moment we're touching on the resistance right now. So is this going to be the end of the move? Are we going to start bouncing now? In my opinion, once we touch 35k, which is really, really soon, yeah, we're probably going to start bouncing. But if not, right, if not, man, just seeing this happening in real time is... So, are we going to bounce from here? Short answer is, I don't think so, but not really, I don't think so. I think so. Short answer is yes. But there is one scenario that we have to keep in mind, which is, you can see that a few times, right, just a few times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 5 times since May 2021, we have at times tested about 9 points on Bitcoin volatility. And if that happens, I think that we are going to be touching 32,000 today, like today, within this same move. So things are about to start moving quickly. So please pay attention to that. And just one thing that I really want you guys to know is, seriously, don't get caught up in all this fear. With every move that is going straight down, you always have the V-shaped recovery, right? Go straight down, V-shaped recovery. Go straight down, V-shaped recovery. Go straight down, V-shaped recovery. Straight down, V-shape. Straight down, V-shape. Straight down, V-shape. Like, I don't understand the mentality behind getting so fearful. I mean, granted, I'm used to this crypto market. I've seen moves like this happen like 12 times, like once every month basically, or something like this. So I'm used to it. But to those of you who are not used to it, just let me tell you, it's alright. Welcome to crypto. This stuff happens a couple times, 3 times, 4 times a year. It's perfectly normal, and in a bear market, it's probably going to happen a lot more than it's happening right now. So, just don't panic, right? We're still intact. Granted, those equal lows, really precarious. I'm not going to lie to you. if we break, give or take, if we break 29,000, like, welcome to the bear market. Yeah, it's hard to say, honestly. I wouldn't say welcome to the bear market, but there's a really good chance that we're going to just revert, take out some buy side liquidity before dumping. And so if you do, get back to 29k, I expect like a really strong V-shaped recovery. Like, let's just put it this way. So imagine something like this happens, right? So you range a little bit, and then you go target this liquidity right here, right? What's likely going to happen is it's going to be a really long wick, something like that, down to about 27k, give or take. Yeah, something like that, 28k. And then what's going to happen is you're going to do some sort of move like this, and you're going to start targeting the buy side liquidity. Do I think this is going to happen? In my experience, looking into these market maker stuff, it always happens, right? After you take out all of the sell side liquidity, you start taking out the buy side liquidity. Markets move simply based on liquidity. Wherever the liquidity is, that's where it's going to go. So currently, it might be the case that we just have a lot of liquidity down here, and since we haven't taken the liquidity down here, we're not going up yet. It absolutely could be the case. But, either way, we're reaching the end of it. Let's just put it that way. We have been in this downtrend for the better part of 74 days, for 2 months, just a little bit over 2 months. In fact, 2.5 months. And if we go by how long it took the previous correction, which is 100 days, we're getting close, right? We're three quarters of a way there. And now's not the time for you to be thinking, oh no, what do I do now? I've got to sell my bags. No, that's like, if you feel a lot of pain right now, there's only 2 reasons why that might be the case. It's either because you paid no heed to your risk management and you decided to dump like a very significant portion of your portfolio into any coins it might be, and you're like, oh, it's going to go to the moon and I'm going to be rich. So that's not what you call investing, that's what you call gambling. And I know a lot of people do that. So that's like, if you're feeling pain right now, 100% I guarantee it's either that or the second reason, which is you didn't take profit and you didn't set your stop loss to break even once you were a significant portion up. Like, I know when it comes to taking profit, some people can get really sacrilegious about this, in a sense that, oh, if you're investing in the stock market, you're investing in the S&P 500, you're not supposed to take profit, because those who try to time the markets, try to time the tops and try to time the bottoms, they're not going to make more money than, they're going to make much less money than the person who simply buys and holds. But here's the thing about the stock market and crypto. In the stock market, a market correction of 5% or 10%, and everyone is going to lose their minds. In crypto, you see 50% corrections twice a year. The difference being, if you haven't already figured it out yet, is the fact that in crypto, you can lose everything. You can go to zero. If the stock market goes to zero, the last thing you would be worrying about is the stock market. If the stock market were to go to zero, the world would be in complete anarchy. The last thing you would be worrying about is money. So that's the situation with crypto. That's why I take profit, right? As much as I believe that this is the future, and I do believe that this is the future, but at least I like to say it this way, right? You can't invest in the future if you can't survive the present. So, if that's you, I don't want to bash on anybody right now, but this is just sort of a lesson, if you may, hopefully you don't do this again, right? Take your profit, set your stop loss to break even. I know it doesn't seem It goes against everything you've been taught, but this is crypto. It's different. This is new. It's only been around for less than a decade. In fact, yeah, still less than a decade. Has it? No, it's more than a decade. But still. The stock market's been around for hundreds of, like, 100 plus 200 years or something. Back in 1850, so yeah, close to 200 years. So, hopefully, yeah, really not trying to bash on anybody. So, I don't know what it is that I have not covered yet, but could this be a scenario that plays out? Absolutely. But for now, you know, we take it one step at a time. I've laid down the plan for what to do, and that's going to be at 35k and 32k. So for now, you know, we stick to the plan. We follow the plan. There's no reason to let your emotions get the better of you in trading. We have a plan, and now we're going to execute the plan. So we take it one step at a time. I still think we are going to bounce from the, like, either one of these two levels right here, or in between these, like this zone right here. In fact, let me just move it up. I do think that we're going to bounce in this blue zone right here. So, you know, bottom's close. Could we wick just a tiny bit down and recover? Absolutely. So don't discount that. In fact, if you're going to buy this dip, I would suggest running a manual stop until this dip is over. So what a manual stop basically means is sometimes, or rather in crypto, a lot of the time, you tend to get stopped out by volatility. So for example, you have identified that, let's look at back here. Right, let's look at back here. Let's say you identified that this is going to be your order block. Right here. And you were going to enter at 45,200 and 44,300. Maybe, let's say you set a stop loss over here, right, just over here. And if you set that while you place the order, chances are you're going to get stopped out before the market recovers. Like, you already identified the correct zone for this to happen. But what ends up happening is you get stopped out by the volatility, because volatility is really high. You get stopped out before the move plays out in your favor, which you already expected. So I would suggest running a manual stop, right? Just wait until the volatility dies down and then put your stop loss back in. Could be dangerous. Of course, everything is risky in crypto, in trading, in the markets generally, everything is risky. So you choose what kind of risk you're willing to accept. I can't be the judge of that. So to the viewers from the private group, as well as to you guys on YouTube, I don't know what else I have to share. Just, you know, Bitcoin volatility still has room to move, but other than that, I think I've covered most of what I wanted to share. Just not panicking and just sticking to the plan. I know it's really hard, and emotions tend to get the better of you when everywhere you see there's blood, and you look at your account and it's down like 75%. I know it's really hard to stay level-headed during times like these, but that's where the most successful investors, as well as traders, come out on top. Have a plan, execute a plan, and that's that. So, no reason to panic right now. Let's just put it that way. Hopefully this helps. I'll be taking some questions now, so feel free to go ahead and ask them in chat. But please, as much as possible, please try not to keep it, like, try not to ask me, oh, is the bottom for ADA in yet? As much as I would love to dive into every single coin with you, there is 160 people watching as of right now, and it wouldn't be in their benefit for me to cover one coin, right? It just wouldn't be for the benefit of the group. Somebody says, I feel like going big on Solana right now. Yeah, I'm big on Solana right now. It's a real pity. It's a real pity. But yeah, Solana is my buy zone right now. Like, just look at this. Is it gonna go lower still? You know, it very well could. But 82, that's where I'm predicting the bottom to come at. Give or take between 82 to 75, 76. Is there a possibility that we wick down to 28k? Absolutely. So here's the situation. Going back to Bitcoin volatility, this tells you when the move might end. So for example, if Bitcoin volatility were to get to like 16 or, you know, God forbid, 20 points, then if you just go back in the history of Bitcoin volatility, since its inception, there's only been a few occasions a year or just throughout history where we have hit 20 points on Bitcoin volatility. So what this tells you is that the odds are, if you get there, that is going to be the end of the move. But at the moment, we're only sitting at 6.5. Can we still go lower? Absolutely. Absolutely. In fact, I think we're still going lower. Right, this is not the bottom right now. It could be a temporary bottom, but until we tap into the order block, or just in general, like just this zone right here, it's not the bottom for sure. We're still going down. And here's the thing. This is why I'm recommending manual stops at the moment. In the event that you get just massive, we call it an FU wick. I'm not going to say that word, but for lack of, I don't want to get into trouble with YouTube. I don't think they like swearing that much. But we call it an FU wick, right? That wick is just going to say FU, and it's just going to go really low for like 2 seconds, and then it's going to pop back up like 20-30%. So that's why I would go for a manual stop right now. Just the way that Bitcoin volatility is not at 9 points right now leads me to believe that we could, just a very tiny chance, just a very minuscule chance, we might see a wick into 27, 28, 28, give or take. And I don't want you to get stopped out for no reason in that case. So just pay attention that that is a scenario that can happen. Why are altcoins bleeding so bad? That is a really good question. I'm glad somebody asked. I can't believe I didn't cover that earlier. So before I get into that, right? If any of you are watching right now and you feel like this stream could help out some other people as well, share this, like this stream, and let's try to get it out to more people who would need it. Because I'm not trying to sell anything here, you know, it's just providing value, and hopefully some other people might find value from this. So like it and share it. But you know, for now, why are alts bleeding out so much? To put it simply, it's just basic market fundamentals, really. In any market situation where the markets are uncertain or there is a lot of fear in the markets, then the market goes into a very risk-off sort of mentality. To put it simply, if, let's say, the world were to go into a financial crisis tomorrow, let's say, right, I'm not saying it's happening, but if the world were to go into, you know, some kind of financial crisis tomorrow, maybe tomorrow, all of a sudden, there is a Floricon or something, and the world goes into a panic, right? The first things that tend to go are risk on assets. So if, let's put it this way, if it were you, and you see the world going into complete anarchy, what's the first thing you would try to get rid of? Among stocks, among real estate, which is really safe, among gold, in those times, instead of going on offense, you would try to go on defense, which is try to preserve your wealth instead of trying to grow your wealth. And so you tend to stick to some lower risk options, such as gold, such as silver, commodities, stuff like that, rather than like Pokemon cards or NFTs, right? NFTs, in my opinion, as much as I am involved in NFTs, it is the most risk-on asset possible in crypto. The most risk-on. The only reason why the valuations don't change that much during times like these, when market's really uncertain, is it's an illiquid market. Just because you want to sell doesn't mean somebody wants to buy it, and at that price that you're willing to sell. So the reason why I know that is a really roundabout way to answer your question, but the reason why altcoins are bleeding right now is because the market is really uncertain. With stock market going down, and with all the chaos that's going around, with inflation, with with all the new variants, stuff like that, the market is in a very uncertain and very precarious situation, and because of that, everyone's really scared. So the first things that they're going to get rid of is the altcoins, especially the low cap altcoins. That's the first thing that go, and that's why you see especially low cap altcoins bleeding out, because they don't have the track record to prove that, oh, this is a really good coin, people are going to keep buying this. That's why you're seeing altcoins bleeding out, and that's why you are feeling like this correction right here is absolutely brutal. I hope that answers your question. Oh, I've been getting donations, or super chat. Please don't feel obligated to donate anything, like, for real. I don't even know when I turned that on or turned this function on at all, but please do not feel obligated at all. Of course, there are a lot of questions for me to get through, so I'll definitely prioritize those. NWB asks, relief rally soon? I think so. Once we touch into 35 to 32,500, in between these two zones, right? Just this blue zone right here. That's when a possible relief rally is going to come in. But otherwise, yeah, it's going to happen, right? So many people are losing their minds right now, saying, "Oh, we're going to zero. It's over." The more people that think that, yeah, it's just going to relief rally, right? Just could be here, could be 29k, who knows? But it's going to happen. Always happens. Is it possible to go to 28k without relief bands? Yeah, totally. Absolutely. Yes. So do I think we are still on track to 100k Bitcoin this year, as all the analysts are saying? So I presume this year means 2022, and are we still on track to 100k Bitcoin? I think so. I think it will happen late 2022, like late Q3 to... So here's the situation right now. Assuming that this correction phase carries on for, in my opinion, right, it's the end is close, right, for this correctionary period, whereby we go into some kind of accumulation between this zone right here. We just expand this zone. We go into some form of accumulation within this zone. You accumulate, right? Potentially do a wick down, just to FU to everyone who runs a naked position over here and refuse to set a stop loss. So that's just going to just F them up. And then you're going to go through some form of Wyckoff. Well, everyone calls it Wyckoff, but we know what's really going on, right? It's just liquidity. So some form of, like, quote unquote Wyckoff is going to happen, and chances are it's going to take the entirety of Q1 for that to happen. And starting late Q1 to beginning Q2, beginning Q2, so April, May, give or take, that's when you finally get out of the accumulation and you start pumping. Of course, this is all just speculation. Could be quicker, could be slower, might not happen at all. But let's just say that I don't think that we're gonna really reverse until give or take just mid Q2 or late Q1. So in that case, right, if you do just go onto a 6-month uptrend, yeah, I still think 100k is still a possibility. I don't want to call it a certainty yet, but I think it is possible, right? We'll see how things go. In 3 to 4 weeks, we will know where things are at. In fact, in just 2 weeks, we will very likely know if 100k is going to be possible or not. By that time, I'm going to come back on with another video. So again, NWB, thank you, by the way, for the, is it called a super chat? Yeah, thank you for the super chat, as well as Red Dragon, appreciate it a lot. So, NWB asks, with interest rate hikes likely to start in Q2, would they not hit the markets again? So, something you have to understand about interest rate hikes is, there is sort of like a, how do you put this? There's some kind of transitionary period from when the interest rate hikes begin until when that actually affects the market. So this applies to stocks as well as crypto, just in all markets basically, where usually, historically speaking, again, when I say historically speaking, I'm not saying that it's going to it must happen, right? Historically speaking just tells you that the odds are, chances are, that you're going to get some sort of transitionary period between when rates hike until you see that actually play out in the markets in terms of negative price action. So that period is usually about 6 months for most markets. So if following that train of thought, it does line up with what I'm laying out here. Of course, this might not happen at all, but assuming that we start the market reversal somewhere beginning of Q2 to mid Q2, we're going to go on a 6-month uptrend, and that's going to be the top. And the 6-month uptrend just happens to line up with the interest rate hike in Q2, give or take, right? Again, could absolutely be confirmation bias, but hopefully that answers your question. It is not a certainty, but it is something you want to keep in mind, right? Just historically speaking. Hopefully that answers your question. Am I concerned, worried by the Fed FOMC next week? In general, no, not really. The only way that the markets are gonna start like going to zero is if somehow they announce some kind of really terrible news that we were not expecting. But in general, you have to understand that the markets are on edge right now. With all this talk about inflation, hyperinflation, and all of this just really, the markets are really on edge right now. Most people are scaring themselves when in fact there might be nothing, right? Maybe inflation could only be 7%, but most people are approaching the markets as though inflation's sitting at like 20% or something right now. So people are already expecting the worst. So unless something comes out that's really unexpected, I wouldn't say it will affect things too much. Hopefully that answers your question. I know it's not the answer that many people would like to hear, but still. If Bitcoin reaches 100k, what price will Litecoin reach? Well, definitely above $400, in my opinion. Litecoin season is like just this structure. This structure right here looks absolutely amazing. So if I were to guess, a 6x from this point, so between $600 to $700, give or take. NWB, man, okay, this guy's the definition of paying to win right now. So with the relief rally, do you see it being substantial due to such constant selling and extremely oversold indicators? Yes, but not for the reasons that you might be thinking. It's not because there is a lot of selling, and it's definitely not because of quote-unquote oversold indicators. The thing you have to understand about markets, again, is it all runs on liquidity. This applies to crypto as well as the traditional markets, whereby once you take out the sell side liquidity, you will take out the buy side liquidity. That's what you saw back in May as well, right? You take out all of the sell side liquidity. Let's go onto the daily chart so that I can illustrate this a little bit clearer for you, right? So you see, like every movement, actually this might not be the cleanest one of them. So let's use this one for example, right? Every movement, every dump, notice how it just goes slightly below all of these swing lows right here. And that's because there's liquidity at the swing lows, right? Without bringing up an order flow chart, we can just see from a candlestick chart that there is liquidity there. So when the markets go into quote unquote negative price action, it is simply the market moving to take out the sell side liquidity. Once that happens, you take out the buy side. Notice how, let's just give you an example. Notice how you have liquidity above this swing high right here. You go up just a tiny bit above it, make people think that we're going up, and then come back down, right? So is there going to be an explosive recovery heading out of this accumulation period that I'm perhaps predicting? Yeah, similar to how you saw back in May, right? It's going to be explosive. Let's just say that. But as for when that will happen, I cannot tell you. It will take time. As for when that will happen, as for how long that's going to take, that is the one question that I cannot answer. It is beyond my ability, and I fully admit that. I work in wholesale and we buy from China and import to the UK. Prices are going up more than 20%. Whew, inflation's way higher than 7%. You know, actually I agree with you. If you bring up this I think you guys can go search this. It's called shadow stats. Shadow stats. Inflation. CPI inflation numbers or something like that. Right, go search that up. That will give you the true inflation numbers applied across. So there's two inflation numbers that you really have to pay attention to. The first one is the inflation number that the Fed gives out. So that's what they tell you inflation is. And then there's shadow stats that attempt to give you the real inflation numbers outside of the Fed. So that is without bias. That is purely based off of data. And then there's like, but here's like a downfall with all of these CPI indexes and indicators and stuff, which is the fact that they encompass such a wide scope that some industries are definitely getting hit harder by inflation than other industries are, a lot harder. Which is an example, Dan, that you shared. So yeah, just a little bit of a fun fact about inflation numbers. Hey NWB, cheers. But really, you don't have to do this. But I appreciate it. But please save some money. Go get some nice food. Get a nice meal or something, right? Man, all this talking is getting me thirsty. You'll see you literally called the dump minutes before it began. Can you refresh us? Can you refresh us on the how and why behind Bitcoin volatility or Bitcoin dominance, or whatever clued you into the impending move? So Bitcoin volatility, that is, I know a lot of people don't look at this one. A lot of people don't understand how it works either. This is the singular chart that I use to determine when a big move is about to happen. This chart does not tell you where it's going to go. Is it going to go up or is it going to go down? But what it does tell you, or rather what it tries to eliminate, is the variable of time. So again, previously I was saying that I cannot time the markets. In fact, anyone that claims they can time the markets are probably very full of shit. Of course, that's just coming from me. There could be people who know how to time the markets, and kudos to them, right? But it's not something I can do. But yeah, let's not shit on them. So Bitcoin volatility attempts to remove the variable of time. So for example, how I use this, and as I've explained many times in the private group, you plot out support and resistance lines, right? Just for example, on this line, you see that there has been a lot of reactions from Bitcoin volatility when it hits 3 points. If I remove a logarithmic chart, you can see this even more clearer, right? So this would be quote unquote support and resistance. Every time it comes back to this line, more often than not, it's going to find some kind of support. This is 2 points. So every time it comes back to support, I call it that Bitcoin volatility is reset. And when that happens, it tells you that the only way to go is probably up, right? The odds are that we're going to go up on Bitcoin volatility. When Bitcoin volatility goes up, that means the big move is happening, right? As you can see with this dump right here, Bitcoin volatility, you know, it's giving the appropriate reaction. So when it hits resistance, for example, over here at 6 points, you can see that historically, give or take, price has found some kind of rejection on this level right here. And so this tells me that we might be ending the current move and we're just going to go reset again, right? And then we're going to go back into another range before the next move happens. And then for example, if it does go even higher, say to 9 points or even higher, or 20 points, 11 points, 12 points, then there is even more confirmation that the move is probably ending. Hopefully that helps. Where do I get the order flow charts, and where do I get the funding rate data? For funding rate, I mostly use a website called CoinGlass. Of course, that isn't the most comprehensive one. CoinGlass is one of them. Sometimes I go onto Glassnode just to check the open interest on Bitcoin, as well as Ethereum. Right, you tend to get a good idea of the funding rate on there. But mostly CoinGlass, mostly. And as for where I get the order flow charts, that would be currently, I take no credit for this. You're in the private group, so one of the moderators in the private group, which shout out to him, Moonshadow, he was the one who taught me about this. Basically Moonshadow and Muffin Man and the rest, and Dean especially. So they're the ones who brought this to my attention, but I'm still exploring it. But this is called signals.io. I am not paid to talk about this. This is a free service. In fact, they're really, really new. I think their Discord only has a couple hundred members. So if anyone from Signals is watching this, you know, shout out to you guys. Good job for putting this out here. And it's totally free, which is, you know, for a lot of you, that's a deal breaker. So this is where I generally get my order flow data, right? But I used to use ExoCharts, and this is a much bigger company, much more refined. This is actually the one that I would recommend. It's paid though. This you got to pay for this one. But Signals.io, you know, in my experience using it, there might be some bugs in here and there. In fact, some very big bugs here and there. But it's free, you know, and it's new. And the creators genuinely trying to do something good. So ExoCharts, Signals, and more notably, this has been brought to my attention by the moderators in the Discord group as well, which is this service called ATAS and HighBlock. So I think these are the four sort of order flow liquidation data services that I would personally use. Primarily ExoCharts. And ExoCharts, if you're watching this, if you want to sponsor this channel, just putting it out there. Is this a bottom for Bitcoin, or is there more downside? Close to the bottom, but not the bottom yet. Skip, like, fast, like go backward. I start from the beginning of this video. I pretty much spend the first half an hour talking about whether or not this is the bottom. For those who are watching this right now, if you want to watch me share my thoughts of where the market's currently at right now, just go back in time, right, to the start of the stream. Can you explain a bit about UFA and FOC? Go drop a tag over to Dean or Moonshadow or even Muffin Man. Probably either Dean or Moonshadow. They would definitely help you out. I don't think that's going to be a very good topic to share, because most people wouldn't know what is a UFA and what's an FOC, you know. Stablecoins looking bullish for the past 2 months, hehe. You know, it's really funny because I look at a lot of the crypto screeners and consistently, among, let's say, the top 30 most quote-unquote bullish coins in terms of indicators, funnily enough, there's always like 7 to 8 stablecoins on there, and I'm just wondering, like, why the hell are you guys in here? You're a stablecoin. You're not supposed to be bullish. If we close today above 36.5k, I would be inclined to believe that 35k was the bottom. Just putting it out there. I'm already dollar cost averaging. I set an order at 37.5 as well as 35, so I might have caught the bottom. Yeah, nah, nope, I didn't. It didn't hit my order, sadly. But yeah, I'm already dollar cost averaging, you know, nobody knows where's the bottom at the end of the day. And You just got a dollar cost average, you know? What time UTC does today close? I'm not sure actually. I don't follow UTC time. I follow New York time. Can I please talk a little bit about ETH? Absolutely. Yeah, I realize I haven't been paying much attention to ETH this whole time. I don't know why either. It's just never occurred to me to talk much about ETH. So let's take a look, yeah? It's been a while since I've talked about ETH, not gonna lie. Currently, it's sitting at a level that I would like to buy in at. Yeah, it's tapping into a weekly order block, just like Bitcoin. Similar structure. Yeah, it's in my buy zone right now, basically, at 2400 and 2200. That's going to be my buy zones for Ethereum, and this, again, just like Bitcoin, looks really precarious. These three equal lows right here, I don't like it. It indicates that we might wick below this level to take out the liquidity before going upwards, which means we might see a sub 2k Ethereum. Hopefully it doesn't happen. Hopefully it doesn't happen, but given how things are looking like right now, I wouldn't be surprised if it happened. So that's going to be at 1700. If you do get Ethereum at 1700, that's really, really, really close to the bottom. So please get some there. But otherwise, my accumulation zone would be at 2400 and 2200. Hopefully this helps you. Have I used Bookmap at all? I haven't used Bookmap, but I have used ExoCharts, which I believe it's pretty I'm not sure actually. I probably wouldn't be the best one to answer that, but no, I have not used Bookmap. I've used ExoCharts though. Man, live streaming is really thirsty business. Ugh. Oh, this is brutal. It's right at where I want to buy QNT though. I actually predicted that the bottom is going to come in at $100 for QNT. So for those of you watching right now, this would be a good place for you to buy QNT. This is where I'm buying QNT. So I don't know if this is going to be the bottom, but I know this is a very good price for QNT. Let's just put it that way. And so I'm buying. Curious who did I learn the... Curious who did I learn the order block strategy from? I'm pretty sure a lot of you have heard of him, but he's called the Inner Circle Trader. Would I actually highly recommend you guys check out his channel, you know. I'd say he's probably the original inventor of all of this. But yeah, check out his channel. Highly recommend it. Again, I hold no benefit to recommending his channel to you guys, but I know it will help you guys out a lot. What is your mindset about to... Oh man, Jay Torius, I'm gonna drop you a D. I'm gonna respond to you. Gonna respond to you on Gonna respond to you in Discord instead. That's a long topic to cover, and I don't think I got the energy to continue this stream. I'll probably be ending this stream soon. Emil, I did not ignore you. Go to the beginning of the stream. There's half an hour where that is totally dedicated to me talking about what I'm thinking right now. So go back in the stream. That's where you're gonna find where I share my thoughts. Oh, Peeps asking about Discord. Okay, so here's the situation with the Discord. The reason why I'm not opening the monthly subscriptions yet is because I'm working on a new iteration of the trading course. Like the current trading course, while there is a lot of information in there, it's really not structured at all. Like it's a little bit all over the place. So I'm working a lot on making a new iteration of the trading course, and because of that, like I just want the experience for most people that come in to be the best possible. And I believe that trading course is going to be able to do that, right? It's really gonna, I'm designing it with the intention to get you guys results. Like who that goes through it, it might not be the most comprehensive, but it's gonna get you to be profitable. So before I finish that, I don't really want to, open up the Discord to like a mass audience that just come in. So call it perfectionism, but that's the reason why I'm not opening the monthly stream yet, the monthly subscription yet. But if you are still interested in joining on a monthly subscription, even though the new trading course might not be done yet, drop me a DM on Twitter. And by the way, my Twitter, for those of you who have not followed, what are you guys doing? _ the art of crypto. Drop me a DM there if you're still interested to join monthly, and I'll hook you up, right? But disclaimer, the new trading course is not done yet, and that's why I'm not opening it up to the mass audience. But since you guys are asking for it, drop me a DM there and I'll hook you up. And I might probably even drop in a discount as well, because, just given current market conditions. Kaching, my boyfriend and I both think your voice is hella hot and you're intelligent. We're big fans. I'm sure you should be saying that with your boyfriend next to you. I don't want to get in trouble. But thank you. So again, for those of you who are interested to join monthly, even though it might not be in its optimal state yet, drop me a DM there, on Twitter. I'll hook you up. Is Solana at 100 too high to buy in? I'd say this is a good price for Solana. $180. Right, $100 and $80. It's a really good price to buy in. Like it's a fairly fair value for Solana. That's what I would say. On the bright side, Total 2 is coming very close into support. So if any of you are looking to load up on altcoins, you know, this would be a good place to do so for a relief rally. That's what I would say. Of course, not financial advice. Bitcoin dominance happens to be going close to resistance as well. Total 2 going close to support. Bitcoin volatility close to resistance. Not the best resistance, but still resistance nonetheless. So yeah, it's a bonus for you guys staying here until so. For you guys choosing to spend an hour with me on a weekend, on a beautiful weekend where you could be doing anything but listen to some guy speak on the internet. Again, thank you guys so much, really. It always humbles me to know that some of you guys are willing to just sit here and listen to me ramble on for hours on end. So thank you. It really does humble me and appreciate it. What are the top coins that I'm looking to accumulate right now? So Bitcoin and Ethereum is definitely in there. But as for my top picks, in my opinion, I'd focus on Litecoin for one. That's a definite. Let's take a look at how Link is doing. Yeah, so Litecoin, Chainlink. Chainlink is in a really good price to buy in right now, by the way, for all of you guys. Litecoin and Chainlink, really good prices. Litecoin, Chainlink, and back then I was talking about Cardano. Yeah, Litecoin, Chainlink, and Cardano would be my top 3 picks. If I had to add one more, Solana definitely. Like Solana, this right here is textbook. Like, I bet we're gonna get like a 10-20% bounce, and people are gonna be wondering what the hell is going on. So, Litecoin, Solana, Chainlink, Cardano, ADA, which are all in perfect accumulation zones, by the way. QNT at $100 is a really good price. What else was I looking at? I was looking at Alpha, right, at this price, at 39 cents. Really good price. I love Alpha. I think it's one of the best looking charts right now. And there's a really easy invalidation point for Alpha. But yeah, as for my top picks, I would go in with definitely not Luna. And by the way, I think back then I received a lot of flack for saying that Luna was going to go down. I think I said Luna was like the top is in for Luna, and it was going to go down. I received a lot of flack for that. And look where we are at right now. Wabam! Yo, Adam, thank you for the what do you call this? A super chat. Yeah. You don't have to do it, but still, thank you so much. Shout out to you. Yeah, Luna. Feels good when you're right, rather than trying to follow the crowd. But otherwise, Luna, I would not start buying Luna until we hit $52. But if Luna gets back to $46, that's a really good price to buy Luna. Oh yeah, the Luna cult definitely came for me. Can you imagine calling the top on something that has been consistently one of the best performers in this entire bull market? Can you imagine the amount of flack that comes with that? But yeah, these two zones are what I would do for Luna, which is 52 and 46. We take a look at Phantom. I'd say this is a... Yeah, this one's pretty fun. This one's pretty fun. Do I think Luna's... do I think Phantom is good? Let's take a look. Personally, I think 1.9 was a really good price to buy, but right now you've already missed that by 5%. So I'll just continue to chill for now. If you do go back to 1.75 and especially 1.6 to 1.5, that is going to be very close to the bottom for Phantom. Bro, I got a million XRP. This is painful. Hey, I understand, man. The invalidation point on alpha is 0.33 or 0.332, give or take. You know, that previous swing low right there. I saw people calling for a $1,000 Luna in December. Whew. So yeah. Back to the answer for the previous question, J Tory, is my top coins that I would look to accumulate right now: Chainlink, LTC, ADA. I would put in QNT with that bunch. This would be my top 4. So let's make it top 5, shall we? 1, 2, 3, and let's make it Solana. These are my top 5 coins that I believe that will have a very strong recovery. Or even if they don't recover like really strongly, they are just they are at a price that is close to their fair value. That's how I would think of it. So to those of you who stuck around to the end here, you know, voila. What about Harmony? Harmony, that's a good question. Been hearing a lot. Ooh, yikes. Yeah, Harmony as well. Harmony is in its fair price right now, which is right here. And I really love to cover all of these lesser known coins. But as a YouTuber, not every coin gets clicks. Like, trust me, I would love to cover coins like these, but just let me drop a message over to the private group to tell them that it's a pretty good time to stock up on altcoins right now. I'm just saving up for a Zephyrus G14 and a Legend Nano X. My friend, the thing is, I have, I actually just bought a gaming laptop 2 to 3 months ago. Thinking that, because back then I had a real itch for, like, man, I used to game a lot when I was a child, and I miss gaming, and it was just on my mind. And then I got the gaming laptop. It was Legion 5 Pro. It was between... The choices was between Legion 5 Pro as well as the Zephyrus G14. It was either one of these two. I ended up getting the Legion 5 Pro. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to get back into gaming, boy. And then in the last 3 to 4 months, I think I've used the machine 4 times. I would probably sell it if at all possible, since it's legit brand new. I spent about $1,500, $2,000, close to $2,000 for that thing, and I've used it 4 times. But it's funny. It's funny when I talk to people about it. By the way, for those of you who are still watching this stream, it would help me so much if you could just drop a like on this stream to get it out to the YouTube algorithm, as well as share it to whoever who might find this useful. Because there's really not a lot of fluff in this stream. It's just pure value right now. So oh man, Filecoin is very close to it is right at the all-time low. Yeah, I think you could buy buff. I think you could buy it here as well, but this could be risky because I think Filecoin. Yeah, this is a good price for Filecoin. You are 1 step away from negative price discovery, but still, it's a good price, and you gotta take it when you see it. And again, you know, I know things look bleak right now, and as someone who's been in crypto for a while, you know, just let me tell you, there's no reason to just chill. All right, it happens. This happens a lot in crypto. The longer you stay in it, the more that you're gonna feel, the more that you're gonna be inundated. No, not inundated. Insulated. I forgot the word, but the more that you're gonna be less emotional about correctionary periods like this. It happens a lot in crypto. So I know it sounds really cliche, but you know that saying how there's like a silver lining behind every cloud, or something like that. I don't remember, but like some like thunderstorms always pass and stuff like that. You know, this phase is going to pass, and when it passes, you're going to be wondering, why didn't you accumulate when you had such good prices? In crypto, as well as in any sort of market, have a plan and stick to the plan. At the moment, my plan is to accumulate within this zone right here, because I've identified that on the weekly chart, this is the zone to look out for. So I'm just going to stick to my plan. Even when everybody is screaming, it's going to zero, it is going, you know, even when everybody's screaming that, you sort of just have a plan and you stick true with it. That's sort of like the secret to being a good investor or being a good trader. Don't get overly emotional, you know. Just have a plan and just go with it. It might not be the most perfect plan, but you just gotta go with it. What happened to SPI? Well, it's absolutely going to shit. It's probably going to take like 6 to 12 months, or maybe even more, for it to recover back to its previous point. Like, this chart looks really, really ugly. Let's just put it that way. But am I still holding? Yeah, I'm still invested. But you know, I would really love to cut losses right now, but I won't, because that goes against everything that I've just said just now. Ivan, do me a favor and practice a little bit of diversification. You don't ever want to put all your eggs in one basket, especially when it comes to crypto, when anything can go to zero at a moment's notice. I'm kind of sold on the idea of having a physical wallet for actual coins as opposed to PayPal or Coinbase owning the keys. Well, it doesn't actually make that big of a difference unless you're dealing with hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars, or even tens of thousands of dollars. Chances are security is not going to be much of a risk. Will you get more control by having your own wallet? Yeah, but honestly, I don't think a lot of you should be thinking about this before you've had until you're in multiple 5 figures in crypto. It's just what I think. Hey bro, can you see the Bitcoin chart and see if we're heading to a 3-peak and a domed house? We're in wave 6 of it, in my opinion. Could be, but not really worried about that, because the dome house is a really good example of what these market makers are trying to do. And so, with that said, as much even though it might be the case, I don't think it's going to be too big of the more I look at this, the more precarious it looks. If the price is really drawn to the liquidity down here, it's really going to get dangerous. But yeah, for now I wouldn't concern myself too much with this domed house thing. Hey, Adam. The super chat question. Could you type it out again? I was wondering why you didn't say anything in the super chat. So it turns out that go ahead and type it again. I'll answer your question, man. Thank you for the super chat, by the way. Yeah, I'm trying to find your message from before, but it's way too many messages. I'll type it again. I'll answer you. I'll head to the bathroom for a little bit. I'll be right back though. Hello, guys. Yeah, you know, the more you look at it, the more precarious this seems, but we're still just going to stick to the plan. You know, for all we know, it could be just a big, traditionally, this is what you call a heads and shoulders pattern. You know, something like this could happen as well. Come back to this zone of demand right there. That's a zone of demand, and then, who knows, 20k perhaps. Just an idea, not saying this is going to happen, but you know, when you zoom out, this is how precarious it's looking right now. Doomer, just watch the replay, man. There's a lot of value in this stream. Pretty much no fluff at all, so I highly encourage you guys, any of you guys who joined late, to go back in this stream and go watch it, you know. I highly recommend it. It's a lot of tidbit of information that I've shared. Stuff that I usually only share in the private group, but, you know, just trying to help out. Ooh, mana. Until mana gets back to 1.7, there's really no reason for you to be looking at it. I will very likely end this stream after answering the question from Adam. This is a close to a 2-hour stream, so don't wanna drag this on any longer. And I'll let you guys get on with your day. It's a beautiful weekend. You should be doing things other than listening to some guy talk on the internet. So it's almost 4 AM there. Man, then you should be going to sleep, my friend. I don't want to keep you up. Go to bed, my friend. I'll be ending this stream soon. So go to sleep, boys. You need good sleep to do good trading. Data. Data. Let's see. This is actually a point of interest. It is a point of interest, but still not the best. I've seen better charts. Let's just put it that way. Engine, not really interested either. Where am I in the UK? I'm not staying in it. I'm not currently staying in the UK. Living in Asia at the moment. Oh yeah, Adam's been typing away for the better part of the last 10 minutes. XRP, not particularly interested as well. Short squeeze possible. It's gonna happen. Oh my. Cake just went into negative price discovery. That's not good. I was so proud of the fact that I was staking Cake for the better part of the last year. Because I bought it at the all-time low. I sniped it in the private Discord group back then. Yeah, I've been just happily staking away, and now that it's below my entry, I don't really know how to feel about that. Generally, coins that go into negative price discovery don't ever end up well for the next 6 months, so probably going to look to cut some losses soon, in case this thing goes even worse. Hopefully not, though. Oh man, Adam, I don't actually see it. Perhaps it's too long. Perhaps it would be in your interest to drop me a DM on Telegram or on Twitter, and I'll get back to you in private. Because I don't see your message nowhere. Go ahead and drop me a message on Twitter. I'll respond to you. Yeah, for now though, I'm gonna let you guys get back to your day. I'm gonna get back to my day as well. So, thanks again for sticking around to the end. Cheers. I love you guys, and I cannot do what I do without you guys. So much love. For now though, may the gains be with you, my friends. Stay safe. I hope you guys don't panic. There's no reason to panic, and